This is Stay Smart, Stay Ahead Property Podcast, where we cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters in property and investment.
Welcome back to Stay Smart, Stay Ahead Property Talk. I'm your host, Gianni Salvatore. Last episode, we covered first home buyers in the market, and Kelly from Jewel Key Victoria received several messages asking, how do we get in? So I'm glad that there is a solution. Today, we shift the focus, something similar, but slightly different. Joining us is Sunny from Studio Homes Victoria. Sunny is a powerhouse in the tourism sector, but has now transitioned that experience into becoming a true expert in the build-to-rent space and property management. Sunny, welcome to the show.
Hey, hi, Johnny. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. Look, what an interesting time in the market at the moment. Probably the most dynamic I've ever seen in my career.
Definitely interesting time, especially for sales and rentals. Before we get into the market, tell me a little bit about Studio Homes and what you do.
Well, Studio Home Victoria provide modern, safe and secure home. We currently have properties across Melbourne, 100 residents that we look after currently.
Yeah, wow. I did jump on your website and it is pretty flash.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So it looks like you guys are doing some important stuff in the market. What are your tenants? What are sort of the things that make you different?
Well, what makes us different is that we're new, modern and safe and secure.
Very bright too from your branding.
Very bright. We want to create, nothing black and white. We want to be a bit louder than that.
Yeah.
Look, in terms of our residents, they love it. We provide such a cool, unique product. In a matter of fact, last year we were nominated and we traveled to Barcelona for an Opera of the Year award.
Yeah. Wow. How did that go?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Myself and our marketing manager had a great time. We met so many people and we learned so many things. And what they're doing over there, we've actually taken some of it back to implement it in our product and also to introduce to our residents as well.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing I noted about your team is I had a look international and you guys are already at the same level, if not ahead of where things are overseas. And slowly, we need to do what they're doing overseas because they've got a lot of population out there and we're heading that way too. So good work to you and your team.
Thank you, Johnny. I think we're on the right track. And look, and there's plenty more new things to come. We always want to be modern and we always wanted to be, to be the first one to doing the right thing or the cool thing these days.
That's good. So you mentioned the market. Let's jump into it. The hard numbers for Victoria right now. So there is a vacancy rate that is hovering around 1.1% for rental market. So what that means, I'll put it in perspective. If you look at a suburb and there's 500 homes that are rental properties, investors, so on. If you're a renter and you come in and have a look in that market, you have roughly 4 to 5 homes only to choose from at a given point as well. So that seems very, very tightly held. The important thing for investors to note is zero downtime. Properties are being snapped up in days, not weeks anymore. The rental yields are rising and the leverage. Landlords now have the selection. They pick who they want, high quality tenants, long-term tenants, pay up front, these sort of things. Is that right?
Correct, 100%. Look, isn't it scary how many properties are out there that are able to rent? Like what you just said before, the numbers is quite scary.
Numbers are big.
Correct, yes, 100%.
So in terms of the market in real life, what are the applications that you're seeing come through the door for your team and what are the quality of tenants?
Well, at the moment, we're currently seeing a lot of, singles and young professionals as well. So an example, over the weekend, I met a gentleman who is moving across interstate from Queensland to start his aviation career, which I think is fantastic. And we also see quite a lot of uni students, but not first year.
Yeah,
More of the second, third year doing their PhD or their master degrees. And then lastly, we also have a lot of healthcare as well. We've got doctors and nurses. 2 weekends ago, I met with an eye specialist who moved into our Diggers Rest property.
Yeah. So Victoria and Melbourne, we have a high profile universities. And that's probably why we're attracting these aviation, educators, healthcare, because they're coming to Melbourne to perhaps do their placements, do their final years. They want to be seen at one of the top universities.
100%. And as recently voted, Melbourne was number one livable city.
That's right. So people want to be here, which is good.
100%. It's good. And, it's like I said, it's the rental market is so busy now.
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's the problem. The good thing is people want to be here. The problem is we don't have enough homes for people to live in. So in terms of these people coming in, turnaround time. When you list a property on the market, how quickly is that being leased? Because previously we used to see things being online for 3-4 weeks, 30 days, 45 days before it was actually leased. Are we still hitting similar targets?
No, definitely not. Our turnaround time now, so an example, like I said before, I met our opens on Saturday, which is our busiest time. Come Monday afternoon, so midday, that property will be leased. Correct. It's amazing and crazy. You've got to act fast as well. These residents that are coming over from interstate, they want to snap something really quickly, especially when it's brand new and offering the facilities of everything. They will on the phone to you, call you just to ensure that they're getting that property. So we don't see a lot of, market, sort of an online market for too long these days. And with us as well, because we've got such a big database of network and we've got, people reaching out to us every day, we also lease property off market as well, which I see jump in the last couple of years because they do want to secure that property. We have a waiting list of people that want to secure property, especially properties that, are within vicinity of public transport, for example, or the healthcare. Because like I said, we do have a lot of these healthcare people coming across and having those property around the area do get snapped up with not weeks anymore, within days.
Within days. So if I'm an investor, I've got a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home, wherever that may be. You're telling me if my tenant moves out tomorrow, by the next day, you could potentially have someone else move in.
Correct. Well, again, an example, I've received an email from last month. I received an email from one of our residents who missed out on Berwick, and he emailed me, and he's emailed me every single week to give an update because I told him one of the residents may be leaving, but he unfortunately haven't been able to secure a property interstate yet, so he hasn't been able to get something. However, this gentleman emailed me on Saturday asking for an update because he wants to be in the area and he knows how hard it is to secure, property and rental these days. And I think he also wants to be the first one to get in line before anybody else does.
They want to be the first. And that's a great example. A suburb like Berwick, a good suburb, well established, plenty of homes. It proves the point that there is a 1.1% vacancy rate. This guy's waiting, reaching out to property managers now, trying to secure something. You mentioned the word public transport. CBD was the main attraction. People wanted to be in the CBD.
Yep.
Our government is spending bucket loads, like billions of dollars in infrastructure in these growth suburbs like Tarnee, Pakenham, Berwick, Cranbourne even. Are these areas attractive for renters or are they still wanting CBD?
Well, the rental market had shifted. And, back in the days, perhaps was the case, but now we see a lot of people are going out, say, 30 minutes away from the Melbourne Metropolitan, but they want to be within public transport area, whether that be a train, a bus, or both. We see that one of the requirements is that they do want to able to commute to the CBD or their workplace within 30 minutes. Given the oil crisis that's happening right now, it's even better to be around that area so they don't have to commute as far.
Yeah, as long as they're within a facility, an area where there's government spending and infrastructure,
correct,
they're happy.
Correct.
So now let's talk about the building. Established versus building brand new. What is the preferred for residents?
Well, our residents, from what I see and experience over the last couple of years, is that new built will always win over an older built. An example, maintenance-wise, which is quite high, priority in our what we do is property management. We get lots of emails every day about certain things going down. With a newer build, we don't hear anything. That's probably one of the main attraction for any renters, whether you're professional, students, single. The fact that you don't have to worry about maintenance, the fact that you don't need to worry about that is a relief in a newer build.
Yeah, for sure. These residents, young professionals, they don't want to worry about emailing you.
No.
The oven's broken, dishwasher.
Correct. And I mean, why would you want to sit there and, monitor all of that when you can just go enjoy life? And that's why a brand new build will always lease up much quicker as well. And I think as an investor as well, or as a property manager, you know that you won't have any issues.
And people are happy to pay, aren't they? They're happy to pay more for a modern home.
100% as well. Yeah. I think the fact that it's brand new and the fact that they know that they'll probably be the first one to live there. I think, telling their friends like, oh yeah, I'm the first one to live here. I think that's an attraction itself. And in terms of rental, we don't get that many.
That's right. And let's keep in mind too, new builds these days have the 7-star. I think we're up to 7 stars.
No, we are. Correct. 7 stars.
Star energy rating. So it's cheaper for tenants to run. It's more affordable. So it's a win-win for everyone. And not to mention for the landlord, the depreciation savings can be anywhere between 10 30 odd thousand. Sonny, I've got two quick questions for you.
Yes, go on.
Number one, what is the number one must have for tenants in 2026? If I'm a landlord and I want to buy something or build, what is it that I've got to supply to make sure I get, number one, the best value, best money, best rental return, and number two, the best tenant? What do they want?
Well, simple. They no longer want a house. They want a home. They want to come to a home where it's well-connected area, modern, brand new, and zero maintenance.
Yeah, well, it's been a big topic today. Yeah, so they want modern, brand new, well-connected, safe home. That's easy if you're building brand new. And question two, you're in the build-to-rent sector at the moment. Is that just for big institutional players, or can the mum and dad investor get involved in that as well?
Well, this is very, very important. Modern investors are doing micro build-to-rent, wielding a dual key on a single title. It's the best way to minimize your risk. And most importantly, pulling your income.
You must have listened to episode 1. You know,
Yeah,
dual key. That's good. I think micro BTR for dual key. I'm going to have to tell Kelly that might be a new word she uses. That's good. So that's how you maximize your investment. And now, last topic. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to be an investor. I'm going to manage my own property. This, that." What does a property manager actually do, and how does it help the landlord?
Well, the question is, what don't we do? Property management, it's not just about, meeting the tenants. It's also about understanding the rental market as well and how we can achieve the maximum return for our landlords, and also how we scan these residents as well. We meet them from day one and also to the day that they vacate as well. We do become part of their journey living when they live with us. So that's what we do in a nutshell. But that being said, there's many more things that we do to ensure that the property is well looked after, and most importantly, that our landlords are getting the service that they provide that they get.
Of course, you're monitoring the market every day. So essentially, you're going to help the landlord achieve the best money for the outcome.
Correct, 100%.
Well, Sonny, thank you again for today. It was good to have you here. I've learned a lot about the property market, in particular the new rental demographic coming into the market, what they want, how they want it, how quickly they're snapping it up. So it's interesting. Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
That's it for today, guys. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next week.